must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Anybody who has been in the military will understand that when at war, in war, with war, you don't court-martial your soldiers or officers while the war is on. You finish the war first and then investigate the officers or soldiers who might have misbehaved or neglected duty. This is the doctrine of the institution of war. Today, Kenya is within the war and at war with an invisible enemy called COVID-19. And we must support the efforts of the frontline officials. Then we put them on trial later if there are mistakes. Remember, the country is at the weakest link now, and we cannot afford to deflect the efforts of those soldiers on the front line of fighting COVID-19. Thank you very much, viewers. That is me.
I'm joining the World Health Organization's Safe Hands Challenge. Hand washing is one of the most effective ways of preventing the spread of coronavirus. Wash your hands with soap and water for at least 40 to 60 seconds.
My name is Sophie Mwanyumba from the Ministry of Health and working under National Public Health Labs. Today we are visiting the quarantine sites within Nairobi, and the teams are being dispatched out to go and visit the sites. We have the forms which we are going to use to capture the information of the visitors who came from in the country. And we also have the sample collection apparatus, which we have the oropharyngeal swabs and the nasal swabs. And each person is supposed to be taken the two samples, the nasal swab and the oropharyngeal swab. We have our PPEs to protect ourselves. We have the safety gears where we are having this, and the disinfection for disinfecting the apparatus which we are going to use. The waste, we have the biohazard bags where we are going to put all the waste which is generated within the site where we are collecting the specimen. We have the biohazard bags to safeguard the environment. And with us we have the transport media, because we have to make sure that the samples which we are going to carry, they are if the virus is there, they are viable. So we have the transport media which we are carrying with us, and we are maintaining the cold chain because we have the cool box which is equipped with the ice packs to maintain the cold chain of the virus of the samples as we come back. To my fellow Kenyans, I have a word for you today. Kindly stay at home. I am at work to safeguard the environment and to safeguard ourselves. The corona is real. It is real with us. So please let us stay at home as the health workers continue working and supporting the government or the guidelines which they have been put on place.
Thank you very much, viewers. To unlock or to lock down, depends on conditions on the ground. Part of the conditions in some of the countries in Africa have not improved to a level that you could think of total open up of space, hotels, schools, airports, and other activities, games. It is therefore too early for people of Africa, and especially in Kenya, to agitate for an open up. Opening up space when we cannot be disciplined ourselves, when we cannot respect social distancing, when we cannot adhere to hand washing, when we cannot adhere to wearing masks, is a disaster that will happen if conditions are relaxed. I believe governments in Africa can work together to see comparatively what each country has done to reduce the numbers of deaths, to increase the numbers of those who have recovered, and to flatten the curves. We should work at flattening the curves until there are signs of flattening the curves, until the curves show a tendency of reducing lockups and other restrictions must be enhanced in order to keep ourselves alive. It is therefore upon the citizens of any country in Africa to look at the guidelines that the governments are giving. Lock up, wash your hands, stay at home, keep a distance, wear masks, report where possible any symptoms that could lead to community reproduction of the disease. Until those things are adhered to, it is very early to call for complete open up of space. Thank you.
In the case of China, small reforms have been going on all the time in the political system. We fix problems here and there. But I said, problem is the United States. Your political system was a product of pre-industrial era. And I made a forecast. I said, without significant, substantial political reform, my concern is in your next elections, you will produce a leader worse off than George W. Bush.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So it was you, it was not the Russians.
Yeah. So this is the Chinese humble advice we can offer. But China is a civilizational state. I remember when Henry Kissinger wrote his famous book on China, he started with this quote. He said, my goodness, look at this China. It's different. China used this unique language, which started 3,500 years ago. It's 1,000 years earlier than ancient Greek, 1,005 years earlier than ancient Latin. But these two European languages were dead languages. Chinese still use the same language. This line of culture and continuation of civilization, uninterrupted. So this is why we have indeed, for instance, this whole idea of meritocracy. Why I say confident? I said with my debate with Professor Fukuyama, I said, if you look at the top leadership in China, we've just had the party's Congress, minimum requirement, 2 terms of provincial governor or similar position, which means you have to govern at least 100 million people, given the size of China, before you came to one of the top 7 positions, decision-making bodies. I said to Fukuyama, I said, with this Chinese methodology, meritocracy-based system, we can say with certainty We can improve the system. There are problems. We can fix it. But we will not produce any leaders like George W. Bush. It's way below the Chinese bar. That's my point.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting all the way from Nairobi. Happy Eid Mubarak, wherever you were. Eid Fitri, Eid Mubarak. I was told yesterday, it's Fitri, it's Mubarak. Happy holidays in Kenya, and a happy Africa Day all over Africa, wherever you were in the diaspora, in Jamaica, in the Bahamas, in Tobago, in Trinidad, in all those places. Happy Africa Day. In Brazil, you are our people. You are taken there, but you are our people. We want to pray for you that the COVID-19 has come back, has followed and returned, has spiked. The president there says, let's go out and work. You can see the results that are in Brazil. It is a dangerous, ugly issue in Brazil. Good morning, wherever you are. Good morning with my fellow correspondents who are in different locations within the country called Nairobi, miles away. Miriam, good morning.
Good morning to you, Doctor. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Happy Mubarak and happy whatever celebrations of Eid Fitri and how it's a long weekend, but we are not going to keep quiet. We have to keep informing people of what is supposed to be done, what is needed, what is the solution to COVID-19. Good morning, Bambe.
Good morning, Doctor, and happy Mubarak to our dear Muslim brothers and sisters.
Asante sana, that guy down there is the guy for Radio Punchline Africa, Kiswahili, Kiingereza, Portuguese, kila kitu yote iko hapa, not French. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you very much. If you want music, any African number, just tell us how we join you. Tell us how we join you, Pambe.
Yeah, exactly. So they can actually join with us through our Facebook page, Radio Punchline Africa, Twitter handle at Radio Punchline Africa, and they should always remember to tune in through our website, www.punchlineafricatv.com/radio.html. This is where we play the music that you love from every diversity, every community in this Africa, because we embrace Pan-Africanism. Remember, it is the place where we normally speak precisely, calculatively, without fear of contradiction. Welcome always for our programs.
Go ahead. Thank you very much to our troops in Kismayo. This is your show. Good morning in Kismayo, the Kenya Defense Forces. Endelea na kazi. Thank you very much. We are with you in spirit all the time. The troops in Mogadishu, the Ugandan troops in Mogadishu, good morning. Thank you very much. Listen to that radio. There's good numbers that remind you of the past, the good numbers that remind you of the present, the good numbers that give you the solace while you are on the duty. Open up your eyes. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. Let's pacify Africa. Today is Africa Day. And Africa Day is a symbol of Organization of African Unity. And that's why we are calling upon Africans. Today, we shall have a special program at 11 o'clock. But first this morning, we have Daytime Express. The real thing, McCoy, in the morning. We want to look at the Kenyan newspapers. We want to look at the Standard, the Star, and any other African newspaper, the Daily Nation. What do they say? Then our topic of discussion this morning is a fantastic topic. Do we lock down? Do we open up? Do we ease? Does the government of Kenya ease the restrictions? Yes or no? Give us your opinion. The telephone number is 0795 638 145 Nairobi. Is waiting here. Those calling from outside is +254 795 638 145 Nairobi, Kenya. Miriam will pick the phone and I will put you online and I will discuss. Do you want an ease down? Ease. Are you easing it down? Are people for real? Are you people for real? You have seen what has happened in, and we seem to have lost some network or something, I don't know. Are you hearing me, Miriam?
Yes, Doctor, I can hear you very loud and clear. Yes.
I can hear.
Somehow I can see from your side there's something that is not correct
We
from
are
the
okay.
system.
We are okay. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, viewers. This morning, Miriam, take us slowly before we come to our good topic. Take us slowly through your newspapers. You have them in front of you. Let's just begin going.
All right. Thank you so much. We seem to be having a bit of a problem there with our internet and our streaming, but I think we are working on it there. And so we look at the Daily Nation and the front pages of the Daily Nation, Uhuru's plan to reopen Kenya. Citing global trends, President Kenyatta says the country cannot be under lockdown and curfew forever, seeks a roadmap to easing of restrictions and calls for personal discipline in obeying health measures. And the story is on page 5 of the Daily Nation. And I think that will form a basis of our conversation today, Doctor. And also on the side there, playing cat and mouse with COVID, tracing and isolating people infected with COVID-19 is proving difficult for health authorities. Apparently, unscrupulous individuals are providing wrong telephone numbers during testing to avoid being traced and end up endangering all those around them.
You see that? Mm-hmm. Those are some of the hazards that I've been telling my people. Those are the hazards. The president is saying provide a roadmap, operator to find out how malaria is transmitted, pandemic, endemic. No. Mine, I did the data. I looked at the international scene. I don't know, Miriam, whether we are all right.
Yes, we are fine.
Yes, I did the international scene. And that international scene, I looked at what is killing the country. What is killing all the countries. What happens in these countries? What happens in South Korea? What happened in Brazil? What happened in Britain? What has happened in Iran? Most people have forgotten that Iran is the conditions. Then the thing came back for them. So what happened? In writing this article this morning, I was looking at 3 fronts. Front number 1, I want you to tell me whether we are ready. How many people still wash their hands? How many people? 2, how many people are keeping a distance? This morning, I've just been to a barber shop. Very early in the morning, I made an appointment with this man to come alone. I found, when I delayed by 1 minute, I found about 4 or 5 people inside. I chased them. I said, no, the regulation says you have to be only a maximum of how many people? 3 inside. And here we are about to fall. Another one came with a kid there. I said, no, I'm not cutting the hair here. You better, I told the owner of the saloon to tell them to stand out, or else I call the police. And this place will be closed down. That's what I am, Matanga. And when you hear people are beating me, it's because I'm like that, Miriam. I don't want injustice. I don't want people who break the law. I am not bothered whether you are high or what. No, I don't care. Whether on a plane, even on a plane, at times, some people behave so badly. There are times when I have stood up and looked like a marshal of Kenya Airways. Said to the man, my friend, why are you behaving like that? They insulted these girls, you know, you do this, but I said, no, that's not a good luck. In public, we must start defending ourselves. We must start looking ourselves to tell our friends. This morning, then one of the clients said, this man is correct. I said, get the chairs. The sunshine has come out, laying them on the veranda. These guys, there are no people passing on the veranda. Let people sit out, not inside. And the people agreed with me. People agreed with me. I said, this is not, let them cut two of us at a distance of several feet, but not all of us. So, Miriam, my question here is, if people are still, Matatu, you are
whoever heeds discipline shows the way to life. But whoever ignores correction leads others astray. That is in the Bible, Proverbs 10:17. The reason I am quoting this verse, fellow Kenyans, is because the figures that we are hearing today are a clear demonstration that things are not getting better. And people who are telling others that things are better are lying to them. And somehow, somewhere along the line, we seem to have come to the conclusion as a society that things have gone back to normal. Today's figures show things are far, far from normal. Things are very challenging. And those who are exhibiting the indiscipline that I've referred to, leading others astray, are becoming a common phenomenon.
The government of the Republic of Kenya has made efforts, concerted guidelines, and put it out to the public of the Republic of Kenya and the citizens of Kenya. Looking at the trend of what is happening and the events that are shaping around the modeling and the sample modeling of, and a comparison with other states in the world, globally, Kenya has done very well. But there seems to be a culture of sliding back, a culture where people want to go back to their old habits. What destroys such an exercise? What brings it to a situation where people need to understand that it is not gone yet, it is here. The virus is here, is with us, is an invisible enemy. An invisible enemy for the people of Kenya to understand that they must help themselves, not to help the government, but to help themselves to fight the enemy. If we don't unite to fight the enemy, if we slide back to our habits, our behaviors, our eating pattern, our socializing pattern, our praying pattern, our stigma, fear, complacency, impunity, These are the things that are letting down Kenya and most of the parts of Africa. Much viewers, good morning. Sorry about that. We have a hic on our satellite transmission, which is not, most people are on holiday, and therefore the picking up is not coming out clearly. But thank you very much for your patience. Let's go straight to, I think we were talking about the Daily Nation. Mm-hmm. I agree with President Uhuru Kenyatta's roadmap. He's looking for a roadmap towards reopening. Most people are panicking because I saw so many people yesterday panicking. Many people have called me, told me, no, don't open. Surely don't open, Mr. President. There are certain things which are not very good. We don't want to be kept indoors under curfew. But the people are not accepting discipline. People are not accepting social distancing. People are not conducting matatus properly. The capacity is still 100%. It's not 50. If you look at all the matatus now, they are full, and the police is overwhelmed. Roadblocks are being jumped. If you open now, the whole road from here, from the city will run to the villages. The villages have no reproduction rate now. So there is, I have not studied that, but I studied the sampling of opinion poll of countries in Africa and the countries elsewhere in the world. Brazil opened, you will see what is happening. South Korea opened, you see what is happening. Russia played with it and allowed the first time to say no. You see what has gone back. Iran, they reopened too early. You see what is happening. It is huge numbers that are now, that there are no spaces for graves. Let's be very, very careful. I don't know the views of my panel. Mm-hmm. Let me begin with Mr. Pandey.
And of course, we must first of all see a robust decline in the number of cases. First of all, before we do any lowering of these restrictions. And of course, I think the government need to be so honest about what they consider to be acceptable level, and at what point they will revisit the situation after they have eased the lockdown, because or eased the restrictions. It is very important also to know that what is the level of community infections, so that we show how what we have done so far has worked. It's very, very important before we do any easing of the restrictions. Because it is very important to do the testing and contact tracing, first of all, across the community, the way the government has been has started doing. Recently, they were in Umoja Estate, they came to Kayaba Estate, and so far so good. So they should continue that way, and also go to counties also. At the county level, they see the community infection, first of all, before they can do the easing of the restriction. That is my take.
I agree with you on that. Me, I am of the mass. Mm-hmm. We continue with mass, what we call people voluntarily. Yes. I believe there is a sleeping giant. Mm-hmm. This thing is sleeping. If we can do mass testing, voluntary mass testing, if we have enough kits, that people do like what they have done in elsewhere, in London, in places, wherever there's voluntary, not forced. Mm-hmm. And you put the number. But Miriam has said there is a danger there.
Yes.
People are writing some other people's numbers.
Yes.
And then you find somebody coming to your door. You have never even made any test. So these are some of the behaviors that President Uhuru Kenyatta should take into consideration before thinking of opening up this place. Otherwise, this is going to be a very serious nightmare. We know we need commerce. We need businesses. We need to run the economy. We need everything. Planes need to start moving. But it could be worse for us to run to shut those schools. You have taken back your children to school. Then you are told to run and take them with casualties. When we don't know, a new thing has come in. These are some of the things that appear to be complicating the whole issue of reopening or easing restrictions. Let's look at the data properly. Now that Dr. Amoth has gone to the World Health Organization, thanks very much. I hope there is nothing being played, but that one needs a restructure. I hope Dr. Amoth will help us to restructure this organization so that they tell us exactly when can we lift. By now, they should have actually known. This agency should have known that these people should lift this thing in September or become easy this, but they don't even know also. So we are all blind in this thing, but let's try to be very constructive when dealing with the matter.
Yes.
Miriam.
Yes, indeed. And Doctor, you mentioned there the problem right now that the Ministry of Health is having in terms of even this mass testing is very important. And we've seen the government set up tents in different estates, especially in Nairobi, to carry out the mass testing. But now we see the challenge that is emanating as much as Kenyans are going there to get mass tested. And now you end up giving the wrong number and the wrong address, so you cannot be traced. So that is a problem. What if you tested positive, and you gave the wrong number? How are they going to get you? And why did you go get tested if you didn't want to be found and you're not interested in receiving your results? I just don't understand this, kind of thinking. So we see there on the front pages of the Daily Nation, tracing and isolating people infected with COVID-19 is proving difficult for health authorities. Apparently, unscrupulous individuals are providing wrong telephone numbers during testing to avoid being traced. So if you don't want to be traced, why are you showing up to be tested? Because it is important. We are calling and we're urging Kenyans, you go there, you get tested, but if you go there, can you please give the right information? Because if you go there and you're not going to give the right information, it's as good as not going there at all. Because if you cannot receive your, the results of that, so why even bothering, taking time, queuing there with Kenyans who are serious about this, and you're not serious about this. I mean, it's you're defeating the whole process, and I think that is very unnecessary, and that is the level of indiscipline, Doctor, that we see among a small section of Kenyans. Why are you showing up on testing if you're not interested in receiving the results? I just don't understand that kind of thinking there.
I mean, Miriam, that is where we are saying when I was looking at this thing this morning, I looked at several factors. People have not observed social distancing, and people have not observed matatu regulations. People have not observed masks. Forget about even the simple masks. If you drive through Nairobi, out of 100 people you see, you find about 30 are still walking without masks.
And even if they are walking with masks, they are wearing them.
They are here. They are down.
Yeah, they are on
the wrong way.
Yeah, that's below the chin.
I am inside.
Yes.
I'm inside my house, in my office. That's why I can have this mask down. But in Nairobi, you find most of the people, the masks are here for decoration. Some ladies have also now bought new clothes, which goes up to here, and they are not putting them there. One of them stopped driving. She was driving. Then he said, "Oh, Dr. Matanga." Then I looked at her like this. I was entering a place in town in the back. Then she said, how are you? Then I said, why are you putting the mask down? Shouted at why do you put the mask down, then greet me? Then she felt so ashamed. People are not, and you know, it is something that is going to haunt us, but it is up to the government. Ours is an opinion. My opinion is let people first, let's assess, let's sensitize people more. Even schools, universities in the UK are not opening tomorrow. They will open after some time. I have Myron, one daughter of mine in the campus who is not, she can't go back. I told her, they hate them, even the hostel, I'm paying. Even if they say I'm paying for next year because the accommodation, I will pay. But mama, you will not step there. Because some companies are saying if you don't pay, they take your accommodation. I said I will pay. I will suffer to pay. But my daughter, my smaller one, black spot, huwezi kukanyaga huko. Let me the one go, but you stay. You know? So we must be very honest. Government has given us guidelines, Miriam. We don't follow guidelines. That's the truth. We are not following them. Yes. And there's a friend of mine who came to visit me. Then I saw this person, a friend was not washing his hands. I said, my friend, is this what you do in your house? I said, no. You better go. He said, David, you are so rude. I said, yes, you leave my house because you cannot be here with me. You have just gone to the toilet and you have not washed. Every time you go to the toilet, wash.
And why are you having people over, doctor? You're risking your life.
No, not people over.
Your friends. Mutahi, as Mutahi said, this is not the time for house visitations. You see what Bishop Margaret Wanjiru is suffering from now.
This was a gas. The guy was a friend. I said, my gas is finished. So he brought the gas. Then he said, sir, can I go? He has been bringing gas for many years for me. That's why I'm calling him a friend, not visitors. Miriam, I can see you are very protective on visitors. They were not. This was a man delivering a gas cylinder.
Very well.
Then he went. I think he did not. I said, you have just carried that cylinder. Please stay outside there. Wash your hands. He said, oh, I want to go for a short call. The short call, you wanted him to work. I cannot refuse him.
Yes. Okay.
That is all. Not hey, no.
All right.
And guests, let's meet in the Kiwanja, Uko. In fact, distance.
Yes.
The only place where we used to go for ride is Karura Forest. But now Karura Forest is even more crowded. The cars are up to the road.
A lot of people go there to work out and just to
everybody is there.
Take a break.
So the other place left is Uhuru Park, maybe.
All right.
Which like a day like today will be crowded.
Even yesterday.
That is Miriam.
All right. So the dusk to dawn curfew and containment measures put in place by the government to curb the spread of COVID-19 could soon be lifted once President Kenyatta's plan to reopen the country is actualized. So I'm reading from page 5 of the Daily Nation there. And it says the nation has learned that following the president directive, committees charged with various aspects of the coronavirus pandemic response started meeting yesterday to come up with plans for reopening the country's economic and social sectors. So as much as it is important, and we've seen these measures that has been put in place to stay at home, social distancing and all this, and we saw the travel restrictions and all that. At the end of the day, it appears our economy, doctor, has suffered, and perhaps we cannot sustain these containment measures anymore. And if they are prolonged, a lot might suffer in terms of our economy and our livelihoods.
Yeah, it is better. My opinion is better to suffer a bit for a month or 2 months. while we watch the international scenario, hurrying to open up could spike this disease, and collecting people back to go back to the guidelines, it will be a longer journey for the government. It could also stifle a lot of things. The government could have resistance. If you are going to hurt people this way, then open up, then tell them close down, let people analyze this situation. Me, I've put my opinion openly. Those who don't like it, don't take it. And me, I will abide by anything. By anything. After all, I am here. I miss my gym. I miss my swimming. Yes, I swim 30 times a day, 30 laps. I miss it, Miriam. If they open Kempinski, I will be there. That's where I go. I have no problem.
Kempinski is open, I think.
It's open, but the gym is not open.
I drive by in the morning there, it's open. It's not? I thought I saw, anyway. Yeah.
No, the gym
information.
It is open for takeaway.
But I think
but not
information. Yes, please.
Not the gym, not the sauna, not the jacuzzi. These are the things that remove stress. There you can't go there. It's closed.
All right.
So I don't have a problem if they want to open.
Okay, some restaurants and hotels actually have opened.
I've started working
even
in
as we are talking about this. And remember, some companies have recalled their workers back to work. That's why we see the jam is so long on these roads as we travel.
Yeah, life has resumed back as usual. You normally see that. Yeah.
Is it because of the lowering of the price of the fuel, or because I've been asking myself about
it? Not quite. Because people have to go back to work.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, Miriam.
People have to go back to work. You realize, when this curfew and this, restrictions are put in place at the measures, the first 2 weeks coming to work, the roads were deserted. There was no traffic at all. And then after, I think the third week there, people, you can't continue staying in the house. You have to go to work. So life is continuing to resume back as normal. People used up, their savings and all that. So it is, I think, Doctor, a very delicate balance there. And even as we speak, those committees are expected to present their plans to the president in about a week ahead of the June 6th when containment measures are set to expire. So there is a possibility from what we've been seeing and from the speech the president made on Saturday that these restriction measures and some of these might be reviewed and the containment measures might be lifted, Doctor, because apparently this coronavirus is here with us longer than anybody ever anticipated. And that's why you mentioned the World Health Organization is not telling us when it will end, because I think it is different dynamics for different countries and different continents. And we've seen how a lot of countries right now, they are at their peak. Others are dealing with low numbers like New York and across other countries. And Italy and other places, but you see in Africa, the numbers continue to rise, and the leading country in Africa here in South Africa, which is South Africa, the numbers there are now they're above 20,000, the number of infections there. So it's not telling, it's not a one bar stick for every country. So that's why it's very tricky, even for World Health Organizations to make some of these predictions, because I think to each their own right now, the dynamics are different to every country and every continent there. So it appears that there is a possibility that after the 6th of June, Doctor, which is a few days from now, we might just come back to normal. I don't know, the restrictions, the containment measures will be over. But President Uhuru Kenyatta, while making these announcements there on Saturday, sensitized and insisted to Kenyans that, you have a responsibility to ensure that you're safe. As much as the government will be doing its part, you also have a responsibility to continue washing your hands, wearing your mask and all of that. But can we really trust Kenyans? If some of them are showing up to these testing centers voluntarily, they go there and they don't even give the right information in terms of how they can be contacted back. So can we trust Kenyans to do the right thing, Pambi? I don't know. Can we be trusted?
Yeah. Okay. Kenyans cannot. They will have to. They'll have to adapt to these measures, because if they want to work, if they want to go and maybe vent for their families, they will have to follow these measures.
But
after the restriction, yes.
Yeah. Let's reason objectively.
Yes.
Lady and gentlemen, you want to go and work, that money is for who?
For your children to eat.
It is for your children, for your family.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You go and open up, you work in a restaurant. They have opened, and every Tom and Dick, Harry, Wazungu arrive. Some of them are not clean at all. And that one you know very well. Most of us who live with them, I've lived with them 35 years now. Some of them don't shower for even a week. They arrive, they don't wash their hands, and here, you pick the disease from the restaurant. You take it to the same children. You know, to the same children that you are working so hard for, or one of your children. You look at that scenario, Jamen. We need money, we like money. But the government must come out like education. The government must come out with our children. You can get money, but you cannot get a child easily. The money can be obtained. You can sell your plot and live on a tree and get money, but you cannot get life. You cannot get life back. Let Kenyans understand the discipline is not there. Let's agree. They are busy insulting their president on social media from morning up to evening. Even some of them, he has done nothing wrong to them. They have been told, insult him, insult him, insult him. You can't write anything sensible, as if internet came for Kenyans only. They have become a big problem. You write, even when you are writing from London, where I am, you write your position. There's someone said, where are you? You are here. He thinks your internet was only made for Kenya. Miriam, that behavior of us targeting people for wrong reasons is here. Yes. People have targeted the president instead of targeting, sensitizing the people to wash hands. Instead of telling people not to cross the roadblock, to go to Nyeri, Muranga, and Laikipia and other places. People are bribing police to go through those roadblocks. We are slowly transmitting this disease, carrying it slowly to areas in the rural area.
Yes, that has happened. Yes.
Soon, it could be, we don't know. Why don't we wait for some time? My argument is this.
Yes.
Wait for some time, let's get some vaccination. If there is medicine in hospital, there will be hope that people will now come rushing to be to be tested, then he goes to hospital.
And gets the
but at the moment, the factors are against us. Everything is against us, Miriam.
And even the vaccination, of course, a lot of countries are out there trying to get a solution. Even Kenya, I think, right now is testing a herbal remedy of its own. And so there's no telling when this shall come to pass. There's no telling when we shall get a solution. And when you're dealing with something, when you're dealing with an eventuality, you don't know. You cannot place a timeline of when this thing will be over. I think that is when it becomes a bit tricky, because it will be easy if you knew COVID-19 by September it will be done, or by August it will be done with this matter. But we cannot work with that, because it is something that you cannot place a sure bet on. So that is where we find ourselves. And in Kenya, for example, President Kenyatta said current restrictions to prevent the spread of the coronavirus are taking a toll on most businesses, with over 500,000 jobs lost so far. So 500,000 jobs. These, you can imagine the ripple effect that this has, the families that have been affected by the loss of these jobs. So as much as it's easy, I think on paper it's easy to say, you know what, let restrictions continue, let's close down our places of work, let's do all that. But at the end of the day, There are people who live from hand to mouth. Even if the government right now is giving some help, it will get to a point where the government can no longer sustain this because it is a very expensive affair. So those are some of the balances that the government has to contend with. And at the end of the day, I think let's see. These committees will present and will look at, and let's see what they will come up with. But I think the government is in a very difficult position right now, as much as it wants to ensure that the people of Kenya are protected, but also the people of Kenya are getting affected, as we see the number of jobs that have been lost since that is just in the formal sector. So you can imagine in the informal sector. So a lot of people have been affected. So as much as we have to keep safe, there are people who have to eat. They have to go work for them to come and eat. And a lot of industries have been closed down. The restaurants are coming up. A few of them are opening up in town. But of course, because a lot of Kenyans are not visiting those places. So it's a lot of people are affected. So it is a very delicate balance act, I think, for the government of Kenya and for the governments across the world. So it finds itself in a very difficult position, and so very hard decisions must be made. And staying inside restrictions, that's good, and it will keep us all safe. But its practicality in a very long term, I think, for some Kenyans, and a huge percentage of them, it might be very difficult, because until when? How long can the government keep giving this money, keep giving the free food? We shall run out of the money. We shall run, and now, I mean, it will be very difficult to sustain in a long term.
Okay, those are the views. Those are our opinion. For me, I still have a point that we should do further opinion sampling poll. Mine was scientifically political. But I would like to, if you read my article of 5 a.m., you will find I've said I'm not an epidemiologist. There is another study, people who study behavior of how
psychologist.
Yes. I am just a simple, I did an opinion poll on countries with data. I collected data, looked at South Africa, what are the rate of infection, what is going on in South Africa. It has hit so hard in South Africa
It absolutely.
South Africa refused to use RVs. The presidents there, they call it RVs.
ARVs. That is
ARVs,
the antiretroviral.
Yes, the president, Mr. Zuma said it is all right. And the other academic friend of mine said, no, it's not, it's just a theory. You see the way President Pombe Magufuli is saying now. You know, I don't know why academics always miss a point. And the generals don't miss a point. The generals in Uganda have not missed a point. The generals in Zimbabwe have not missed a point. Are you not happy to see Zimbabwe with a small figure, which at times it shows people come down to 34. They have gone, and they show you exact figure. And Zimbabwe now has eased slowly for people to shop. But if you look at the markets in Zimbabwe, Harare, yesterday my friend was showing me a video from Harare, which I will show to Mutahe Kagwe. The market is well spread. The tomato vendor is very far from the cabbage vendor.
Distance, yes.
Yes, these are disciplined people. Here we are not. Kama tunafungua hapa, zikia we jamani, kama tunafungua hapa, na hizi matatu, I always observe here, I wear my hat and observe on this road where, down here, wanaona police, then some people jump out. Even when the car is running, some people jump out because to reduce the number. Then because of the traffic light, anakimbia, cross over, anasimama huko. As soon as it passes the police, they climb. We have, you see the person climbing this guy again. Does he really know that he might be part of COVID-19?
So
you don't know.
Yes. So moving forward, what should be the solution? Because at the end of the day, it appears as though the country might be opened up. Normalcy might not really normalcy, but we might resume.
Germany opened.
Yes.
Now let's go. The Germans opened the churches. You saw Germany had to close back the churches.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Even Japan
and America is almost opening churches and mosques. So I've seen President Trump.
Yes, the Germans.
Urging the yes.
And when they open the churches, in the church you're not going to stop somebody who has come to. Even God will be annoyed with you. Olasapiti is saying we can go and pray. But when we go to Olasapiti's place, will he stop us from entering? Now the German government opened the churches. When they tried 1 week, 2 weeks, the thing started coming back. They had to close it. So for me, I am out of it. Of that, I'll give my views. And there's one thing before we leave this topic and touch a political angle before we close down and go to prepare ourselves. Let the committee of Mutahi Kabwe some people to give them some information. I am very impressed with the Ugandan type of press conference of the Minister of Health. He brings 12 professors, 12 professors in Uganda sit there, not journalists. I don't know why they are calling these journalists. Why are you calling these journalists of citizens? Always Mutai, what, Gonyi, what? They ask stupid questions. The same questions, Mr. Minister. The same questions, which they ask every day. I've seen this woman asking almost the same negative question. Negative. I have not seen any journalist who has been up there asking any question that can give a different idea. They are saying, there were people in Kawakware who ran away. Is there nothing that the government has done? So, let Mutahi Kagwe collect professors, those people who have studied this epidemiology and other this infectious disease, have them in the panel. One of the problems that Africa leadership, when they reach in the leadership, they even lose the focus. Bring more people to give you more ideas. Bring people who disagree with some of your things. You will be very well organized. Bring in doctors, professors, tell you what, for example, I did not know, I told you, Miriam, I did not know that there's a professor in charge of distance.
In charge of what?
Distance.
Social distancing.
Oh.
Yes.
There's a
I only saw the professor in charge of hand washing.
Yes. There is a professor for hand washing in Uganda.
Yes.
He started tropical disease hand washing specialty. He has got a professorship. There is a lady from my clan, Professor Wanyenzi. She's an expert in calculation of distancing. I was seeing this on radio Uganda, on BB, on Radio Uganda.
Yes.
On television. They were there in the panel and they were called in front for each professor to say what he knows about social distance, about the effects, what it can cause. Mutahi Kagwe should do comparative analysis, not this analysis of his, which can create a problem. It's very good very good analysis.
Yes.
But it is it is becoming monotonous. Change some things. I'm not like a grandmother who says there's nothing there. There is some substance. But then they bring in other people who have studied what we call behavior. There's nobody telling us about our behavior. Our behavior is deteriorating to a very, very low level. There are some people who even want to create a nightclub every Friday. In fact, they want to put it somewhere to dance because they are used to it. So, ma'am, and my brother, it is not criticizing the government or criticizing Mutahi Kagwe. It is bringing in ideas to Mzee Mutahi Kagwe and a group. Listen to more people. Don't close yourselves. Because the more you close yourself and you don't, for example, if you ask these guys, if you ask any of these, the German hospitals, how are they being able to finish this? When they open the churches, what did they see? We should have data on that. We should have data on Germany. We should have data on Brazil. The Brazilian president said the economy is dying. We can't export our sugar anymore.
Yeah.
We want people to come out.
Yeah, and people have been coming out. Have you seen the numbers there? Brazilian president is just like President Pombe Magufuli. So him, it's a different situation. He does not even believe in any measures. So I think it's a different scenario here in Kenya. And I'm sure the Ministry of Health and the government of Kenya is looking at these case studies and just comparing and seeing before they make an informed decision over how the country can move forward. Move forward after this and during this period of COVID-19. So I have a confidence that the people who are put there in charge know what they're doing, because our lives literally is in their hands right now. So we trust, that they're capable enough, led by CS Mutahi Kagwe, who has shown a pretty good leadership there. So we trust that they'll make the best decision, even as we await, the days the schools will open. Of course, not right now, but in the future. So let's just wait and hear what that committee will come up with. And we turn pages, to the Standard newspaper. Yes, the front page is there.
It's all right. Standard?
The Standard newspaper, BBI purge begins, and the bloodbath ODM and Jubilee team up to seize control of committees crucial in constitutional reforms as Raila's party goes after NASA allies working with Deputy President William Ruto. So the bloodbath, as the Standard here is saying, or the purge, Haijaisha, it's continuing. All parties are sanitizing now. Now it's ODM star.
Sanitize.
Fumigate.
Not bloody bath.
Yes, it's sanitization. It's not bloodbath. Yeah.
William, remember when Jesus was brought before Pontius Pilate, there are two things that destroyed this world forever. One, who were the people who shouted more for the release of Jesus, for the crucifixion of Jesus and the release of Barabbas? They were the people who were in the temple, who were trading in doves, diamonds, jewelry, stones, sijui what. Those are you remember, traders who lost out. It links with the story we are doing now. Traders who are telling us to rush back are the same people going to crucify the president tomorrow. To tell him that why did he open it up? Isn't it? You link that too. The people who shouted most when Pontius Pilate said, I find nothing with this man. But because of the Roman law says, I have to convict, I will convict. But they bring my sanitizer. I sanitize my hands and I go away. I have also brought my sanitizer now and I'm sanitizing my hands, William. This Jubilee bloodbath is dangerous. Truly speaking, some people have not behaved very well. People like Washali, He should just walk out, resign, remain an MP. People have shown tendencies of being so bad, very bad, against the head of state. Speaking openly, you are the chairman of the budget committee. Ichungwa, you go and lambast the entire president who gave you the mandate. What is it that Uhuru did to Ichungwa that he hates the president so much? Talking about that, reports have just arrived that the food, several people are sick in the Kikuyu constituency, having eaten the food that was delivered by Ruto Foundation. It is here. I can read part of the report that I've just received. Somebody has sent it to me. Oh, it is entitled Poisoned Aid. Panic in several hospitals, as several hospitalized after receiving relief food from the foundation of His Excellency Dr. William Ruto by Mary Ndungu. Residents in central Kenya who received that food in Ichungwa's constituency, several of them are in the hospital. It is here. It has just come. So this type of thing, I've told the people, why doesn't the deputy president give the food to the committee? And he gets his own food. It is not tested by anybody. Nobody knows where it comes from. It is delivered to people. Now you can see things are becoming very bad.
And that's why we said, yes.
Go ahead.
That's why we said that the food or any donation should be presented to the National Emergency
Committee,
Fund.
Yes.
Yeah, but doing these things maybe underground and for your own, so that maybe you build your name, is not acceptable. At the end of the day, it is now harming people.
Are we buying popularity?
People are now buying popularity.
Can we see the whole weekend we are talking about the numbers? The DP has been telling people that he has numbers. There are few.
I think those are just phone numbers.
Phone numbers.
Either phone numbers or numbers on social media.
The DP's theories have been exposed. Yes. First, he has a parody accounts of that he manufactures lies to eat his money. If I were him, but unfortunately he doesn't accept advice from anyone. Hey. Before you finish the sentence, I know. So, have you ever had a discussion with him? Yes, we know that. So, that style is very dangerous. If I were the DP, I would now look at this as a very shining example. Prune my people who have been taking my money. Because there are people who have been hammering his money. Now we have discovered that the numbers are not there. If their numbers are on Facebook, these parody accounts will not vote. The people on the ground will vote. Those are the people that you should be more. Don't be convinced by people who want money, who say we have done this, we have done this. No. And the people, they have gone, what they have done, Miriam? Like your account on Facebook, you go and pay Facebook to increase the numbers. So, of course, if you have paid Facebook like a 20,000 or 30, like a Tumbi's is just paid, is what they call a sponsored page. It has Chinese, it has everybody liking your article. It's not like my account. I have never paid to improve my account. the people that I receive on my account are the real people who have liked it. If they don't like, even if I get 2 per day, I'm happy. Unfortunately, I don't get 2 per day. I also rank up there. But I can't pay to improve the numbers, to improve, you know, to impress my boss that we are doing very well. How? How are we doing very well?
Mm-hmm.
How? It is not there.
All right.
Then now you see Moses Kuria alive. You look at all these people who have high numbers. Nyakundi, all of them, they are paid for these accounts, parody accounts. They don't have the numbers. Because what do they write there? What do they write there which can bring 10 million Kenyans? No, nothing. What is there on the, if you just go and report a rumor that I heard from State House that there's a meeting, what? Tell me how many Chinese know where the State House is. People who are taking your account don't know. Likes. People are interested in likes. Then they say this man is popular. No! But some of these likes are from parody accounts. All of them know. Once Jumbi writes, we all go there and say it is very good. Once Moses Kuria writes, we say it is very good. I don't know where the DP knows that he's been conned. That when it came to counting the real physical numbers, he had none.
All right, very well, very well. We move to the Star newspaper.
The Star.
Yes, the secret plot to kill NASA Super Alliance builds against DP Ruto, and we see there on the front pages the photo there, the pictorial. DP William Ruto distributes goats to Muslims leaders for Eid celebrations at his current office in Nairobi on Saturday. So DP Ruto, William Ruto, is still going on with his philanthropy. He gave, goats to some Muslim leaders there for Eid celebrations on the front pages there of the Star newspaper. So secret plot to kill NASA there.
You can continue giving goats. Everybody likes meat. But NASA, another development that we saw this weekend were Ruto's closest allies visiting Mudavadi. Miriam, you asked me something about Mudavadi some 2 weeks ago.
I did.
You stuck on it, but I tried to dodge it.
I realized.
Me with Mudavadi, we have never been friends. And I said, in terms of politics, because I don't find him a leader. I find him a church goer. So whatever he says out is either is messed up. But even if Mudavadi joins hands with Ruto, they will get 0. But who will be the flag bearer? That's a question there. Who will be the flag bearer? Because Ruto likes it so much, he wants to be the deputy president. I don't think he wants to be the deputy again for another 5 years. And I don't think Mudavadi would like to lose his credibility.
To become a deputy again. He was a deputy.
Yes,
the
when he was
deputy president.
Guess what? He has been condemning corruption. So when he goes in that camp,
it will take
the whole might. We are analyzing this paper, by the way. Don't think Matanga is getting words from his mouth.
Yes.
The whole might of this man, the enigma, plus my friend from Machako, and then Wetangula will always...
yeah.
No.
Yes.
Wetangula is a very good man at making decisions.
Numbers.
And India, yes.
Numbers.
Will fall on the side. Will fall on the side of the president. You don't want to open Pandora box right now. You follow this side. Government is government. Power is power. There's a time when the power can work, and there's a time when power cannot work. Now the power can work. When you go and parade Hassan in Mombasa, you see Hassan there? This is Hassan who wanted Ruto to be jailed. And whenever I see Hassan near this, anywhere, in fact, William, you remember my story. Anthony General Wako, I told this man that if it was anywhere, I would throw you out of this plane. We were coming from The Hague, and we met on the plane. Then I said, what are you talking about, you? You should sit down. Don't talk on this plane. Because I told him, my friend, don't. You are the one who has made us to come to The Hague here. You wrote so many bad things. The whole, you know what? The whole plane kept quiet in the business class. And he looked down like this. So when you see Hassan Omar running to Ruto, it is again, he's documenting, and we know the problems. He has now picked some little money from somewhere. We know where he got it. Yeah, he wants to disrupt that area of the coast. Okay, fine, that's very good. But these gentlemen, watch them. The two, Musalia can try to go the other side, but Musalia, the MPs, he might go alone. You lose the MPs. I don't think Savula can go that side. He's stupid. He's not in the parliament, so he's not going to help anybody. He's not himself in the parliament. He will not whip these people. He must also be careful that he can risk his own party disintegrating into pieces. All
right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Our brother from the radio. Yes.
I think what I know right now, people are now are lost in the skies, and they're looking for any way that they can help themselves or even salvage themselves at this point in time, and especially when it comes to politics. They are looking for their old friends who had lost whom they had lost days ago, and of course, even those people don't even have numbers. So it is high time that their advisors advise them correctly, so that they follow the right way, because they have really lost. I saw the other day in Senate 54 against 7. Then I got surprised that even some people who are out there talking so much that we are supporting so and so, we are supporting so and so, we die with you. They actually they hit their heads.
Yes. We saw that
and
happen.
they could not speak anything. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Thank you so
and
much.
They ended up voting to oust the former deputy speaker.
Yes, Kindiki.
Yes, deputy. Yes, exactly.
All right. So the numbers.
So things are changing. Things are changing, and we know that in the next few days things will have changed a lot. This COVID-19 has come with other several other issues that people don't know.
All right, thank you there. Thank you, Mpambe. So in Kenya this morning, confirmed cases is at 1,214. That was yesterday. So we are looking forward to more updates later on by the Minister of Health. And the death toll in the country is 51, and recoveries is 383. And it is said that the low, death toll in the country is what is giving President Uhuru Kenyatta confidence to try and, lifting some of these restrictions, because the death toll has not been as much, but also the recovery there is not as much. So there you go. And also in South Sudan, confirmed cases right now is 655. Doctor, are you listening? the numbers in South Sudan.
I'm listening to the number in South Sudan.
655. The death toll. Let me just finish. Let me finish. The death toll is 8. Recoveries is 6. And Uganda, confirmed cases is 198. Recoveries is 68. Tanzania have not updated us, and I have some news there. Later on, we shall look at from Tanzania. And South Africa right now, the numbers is over 22,000 there. In this stands at 22,583. The death toll is 429. Recoveries is 11,100. And Zimbabwe, the cases right now is 56. 4 people have died. Recoveries is 25. So basically half of that. Sudan, confirmed cases is 3,820. The death toll is 165. Recoveries is 458. And in Somalia, the cases right now is 1,594. The death toll is 61. Recoveries is 204. And Nigeria, confirmed cases is 7,526. 221 people have died. Recoveries is 2,174. Rwanda, confirmed cases is 325. Recoveries is 227. And then we look at Ethiopia. We're looking at mostly SADC and East African countries, and then the rest we shall look at during the Africa diaspora dispatches. And confirmed cases in Ethiopia is 582. 5 people have died, 152 others have recovered. And the total statistics of Africa this morning, confirmed cases is 108,468. And the death toll in the continent stands at 3,261. Recoveries is 44,043. All countries in Africa have been infected, but the virus-free countries right now is 39 cases have recovered in the continent. Really, that's a very encouraging number. No, 11 cases have recovered there, and so completely virus-free. So those are the statistics right now as they stand here in Africa. So I think we say our byes because we have to prepare for the other shows. Thank you so much. I don't know if Doctor is there and he can hear us.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So, Doctor, the numbers there from, from which is that country that shocked me? Is it South Sudan?
Sudan.
Yes.
The whole cabinet, half of the cabinet is in the hospital.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, Kenya should learn from this. Sudan first, for 1 month, Sudan had no case. They failed to block the border and die with the little food they had. Mm-hmm. They left the border open. People kept on selling goods, Miriam. Mm-hmm. And that is the result that we see now. Mm-hmm. So the government in Kenya, in Uganda has taken a stand. They are not going to, they have partially lifted on condition of several things. Mm-hmm. Masks are given to everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's it. And it is a law. It's going to be reinforced. Here we don't have the enforcement. Your Excellency has dropped. People are not, the police is overstretched. Yes. If you find 30 people all passing the town with masks not on, what will you do? Will you arrest them? One policeman cannot.
Mm-hmm. And so, also, very interesting observation there, Doctor. Eritrea had 39 cases, and all the 39 cases have recovered. There's been no death that has been reported, and so Eritrea joins the 11 countries in Africa that are virus-free, had virus, but now have all recorded, recoveries and a few deaths.
So there is no sick person there?
Yeah, all the 39 cases, they've all recovered. No deaths, no nothing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Strictness.
Some good news there.
The military approach, tampering democracy with some militarism, Uganda style. But here, every time President Uhuru Kenyatta goes to TV, people are even, you don't know, Miriam. You don't know what they write. It is me who received these things. I received these insults. Mm-hmm. Psychophant, heavy man, banana, CG, hippo, big man, fat guy, all these things are on me. So you can see people have already belittled, even when they don't know what he's going to speak. Mm-hmm. So people here, Too much democracy killed Rome. That's why the Roman Empire collapsed. It would have been the best empire. Even you go to Britain today, you find houses that were built by Emperor Caesar under Nero. So we are here. It had a civilization up to Greece, up here in Addis Ababa. That's the Roman Empire. It came all the way in Tunisia, all those places. It went to Europe, deep down in the United Kingdom. But they gave a lot of democracy to people. It collapsed. That's where the expression that too much democracy killed Rome. Because everybody said, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. This is what is happening on Twitter. Everybody is saying, I know. So, a state of that nature. Look, Eritrea, the man is hurt. When he has given an order, don't move at night, you don't. If you are found, your leg will be broken.
All right.
But here, even people, do you know what they do? While they are paying the police the money to cross the restricted area, they even video it. Have you seen that? They video.
They record evidence.
Show how they have done it.
Your Excellency and your people watching this, it's true. They video paying the police to go, I'm going to Nyeri, or I'm going to Muranga, or I'm going to Naivasha, where Jamaa kuja hapa. Is videoing the money. So what type of life?
And doctor, it is high time. Yes.
And I'm afraid we have to go now so that we can prepare.
But maybe before we finish, it is high time that the Nyumba Kumi initiative started working.
Okay.
Because you see, with the strictness that people should not visit each other, you see strangers around, you don't know where they have come from. But the Nyumba Kumi members are just there. They're citizens. They don't even report these cases.
Look here, Mpambe, you have a responsibility. When you're told nobody should come visit your house, nobody should come visit your house, period. So we cannot police. How many are we here? 47 million of us. The government cannot police all of us. So that's why President Uhuru Kenyatta and the Minister of Health has kept insisting, CS Mutahi Kagwe, when you hear him talk, you are responsible as much as the government is doing its part. We also have to, we have a huge stake. We have a bigger part to play in this. So we cannot, we have to. So as much as we want to bring, we all should be responsible. So yeah, very interesting. So I'm afraid, yes.
I'm happy if they reopen, I'll go for my gym in Kempinski.
All right.
Yeah, can we end on that note?
Yes.
And coming next at 11 p.m. East African Standard Time, Miriam, can that topic be brought on the screen now?
Yes, they're doing that, and coming at 11 a.m., Dr. I think will be by himself there, and he has a special lecture on Africa Day, and today is Africa Day. It is at the annual commemoration of the foundation of the African Union that was formed on the 25th of May, 1963. So Doctor has a very special, a message or lecture on that. So Doctor, you'll be by yourself, and then I'll join back later for Diaspora Dispatches.
I will just ask you to join me in the last
segment after the okay, good, all right.
15 minutes. I will finish my presentation. Professor Piero Lumumba, you are watching.
Yes.
And I've told you have just sent a message now to listen carefully.
Good.
Because for me, I'm not like you, Prof. Me, I tell the truth, and I'm gonna. You also tell the truth. So many students are saying we should continue saying the truth. Like you do, like I do.
All right.
But Africa needs to change. We need to change that organization. We must have a new, different direction. Otherwise, we are dead. We are dead people. We are finished. Finito.
Okay.
The leadership must change. And Professor Piero Lumumba, the earlier you put your candidature forward, the better. Don't listen from the cupboard or underground. Listen from the top. You can give lectures You can say anything you want to say. But this Africa, unless we take the thing by the horn, by you becoming the AU chief, with that lady if we had two of you, with that lady from Zimbabwe, Nkuruma's dead body will not roll. It will be very emblem, Mama. It will be nice sleeping in Accra. Oh, yeah. Jomo Kenyatta body will not roll. Obote will not roll. Nyerere will not roll. That's what I'm giving you next. In the next 1 hour, top of the hour, is going to be hot. The founders of African Union, Miriam, their dead bodies are rolling in the grave. If they woke up and saw what we are going through now, African Union kaput, Petier, finished. It is a money-making magnet. It makes money for Muhammad Faki. If you see what they are doing, they are fighting in Addis Ababa.
Doctor, you're giving the top layer. Let's wait for 11.
Thank you.
You've whetted the appetite. So that and more at 11, please. In a few minutes. Yes. Get your cup of coffee. Yes, and come back. Join Doctor at 11 on top of the hour, please. Don't even miss that. It's going to be very interesting, and I'm looking forward to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Miriam, for cutting me short.
I know that train. See you at 11.
Thank you.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.